Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match from Home Story Cup 2022 featuring Serral and ShoWTimE. Top right going to be Serral, bottom left going to be ShoWTimE here on Data C. ZVP, for those of you who enjoy the matchup, if you like this matchup, I have a best of 3 featuring Serral and Zaun that I posted on last Sunday for a Sunday series. And if you enjoyed it, go back and hit the like button, because I don't know, I don't feel like many people like the best of 3 format, but if you do, let me know, and maybe I'll keep doing them. Alright, man, so gateway expand timing here from ShoWTimE walling down on the low ground. Got Terry the Overlord moving out. What's up, Terry? Terry the Overlord t-shirts available at falconpaladin.store. He sees the probe. Good job, Terry. Good scouting. That's right, man. Good times. Good times here on Data C. Hope you don't get shot by a stalker. But in this meta, the first unit out of the gateway is going to be an adept, right? Right. Link at the top right to falconpaladin.store for your Terry the Overlord t-shirt. Alright, so Nexus, Assimilator, second pylon, hereafter Cybernetics Core. Everything is a-okay here from ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE is one of those Protoss that can beat Serral. He has a lot of practice against him in the EU ladder. Woof. If you want to get better, play against the best. That is an eternal truth. If you practice against people who are much weaker than you, you don't get better. Practice against people who are better than you, you do get better. Anyway, what's going on? Nothing much here. We got Queens on the way from Serral, not going for a super fast third base, which is something that Rogue likes to do, against Terrans especially, but can be pretty good against Protoss as well. On the other side, ShoWTimE's going to be interesting now when he makes a Stargate, which not as interesting, but at least we know what his tier 2 tech is going to be. And it is going to be Stargate here. Third hatch timing around 2:30. Going to do it up here instead. Okay, that's fine. I like how this map has little, like, woo, like little bits of Vespene gas kind of leaking up. It looks like that's what it is, like leaking up through the ground. You think if you put a worker here, they could gather a little bit of gas? That'd be an interesting mechanic, right? It's like if you go into an expansion and put a worker over it, you get a little bit of gas without having to make an assimilator or an extractor or a refinery, right? Probably would change the game too much, but I don't know. It'd be kind of fun. Maybe someone could make an arcade map that plays that way, and we'll see how it works out. You're like, is it worth it? Is this amount of gas you're getting worth it or not? Don't know. Don't actually know. So the first thing coming out of the Stargate is going to be on Oracle. We have an Oracle name ready to go, but we're running low on those. This is the last one I've got. So if you have an Oracle name, put it in the comments, put Oracle name, and then put a description for it and a backstory if you want. You don't have to. If you just want to put a name in there, I'm totally cool with that too. Yeah, Stalker is shooting Terry in the face, but Terry's too smart. He's getting out of there. Very good job there, Terry. Oracle's name is Balthazar Mustafa. The youngest son of an old Turkish man in a remote village. On a trip to the city, the old man stumbled upon an ad looking for Oracle pilots. Impressed with the stats, he decided to sell all his sheep and offload his son to the pilot program. Little did he know, the stats were outdated and several patches old, as the Oracle's no longer 2-shot workers. Wow, that's a Protoss player who wrote that. Who remembers Oracles being able to zap workers? Dunno. I don't know. Is it not zap now? This is a great question. Anyway, cruising out here. This is going to be standard Oracle numbers. This isn't hero style PVZ. Not yet, though it could be. Production tab could continue to produce these guys. They got 3 drone kills cruising through. Ooh, the main base is pretty vulnerable. Only 1 spore here. No queens whatsoever, but they are marching up to try to get in position to defend against the Oracles, which are hiding in the corner. So yeah, third base coming in. We saw that already on the screen. We got ourselves a Twilight Council coming in here from ShoWTimE 2. He's working on what? Blink Charge? Resonating Glaives? What is this? Is it going to be for a Templar Archives? It is Charge. So it's going to be some charge lots. Ling timing at the third base, pretty good from Serral, but the Warp of Adepts saves the day because, of course, they do. Instantaneously being able to warp in a unit to defend a base that has no defense at it is pretty good, it turns out. It's one of the benefits of playing Protoss. Every race has their benefits, right? Zerg's benefit is mainly they can make a billion things at once. They can make 10 Mutalisks all at the same time. They can make 97 Zerglings at the same time, right? Protoss can't do that. I mean, Protoss, they could make like 27 gateways and warp in 27 Stalkers or Zealots or something at the same time, but they can't keep up with the sheer production of like an 8-basing Zerg, that's for sure. Faux show. Okay, so what do we got here? Nothing. Nothing crazy. Right? Additional gateways coming in. If you're going for a charge opening, you want those additional gateways, really. I mean, come on. Whatever you're doing, you want a bunch of gateways. I guess if you're opening carrier, you probably don't. That'd be weird, but we don't see that a whole bunch. Yeah, High Templar being made, but no Storm research, so they got to be Archons for the time being, would be my guess. And, Ling's getting into the third base, but the Oracles are going to save the day. That cannon goes down, but Media gets replanted. The Lings have to shove out of there because 14 of their friends have died. So just Ling pressure from Serral, kind of linging it up here, isn't he? Fourth base almost done for him. He's got himself lair timing. Yes, lair timing. Main Ling attack into the third. This could be really damaging. Probes. Oh my gosh, the probe pull was sick. Oh, the Warp Prism Micro on these Archons is equally sick, though. Oh, Baneling really? Oh, picking up probes to save them from Banelings? My gosh, ShoWTimE. The Warp Prism Micro is disgusting right here. A lesser Protoss would have died to that. Would have lost their Archons, would have lost all their probes. Not ShoWTimE. ShoWTimE's doing great. Wow. So 6 probes died there, but I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of Lings and Banelings went down too. I think this was either a shield battery or a cannon trying to come up here. I think it was a cannon. Maybe it was a shield battery. Maybe it was a cannon. Hard to say. Either way, that died for the second time, which is a little bit embarrassing, but you held. You only lost a few probes. It's cool. Roachworn, intriguingly enough, here from Serral. So he's looking at the tech. He says, okay, charge lots, Archons, you know what's good against all that stuff? Roaches are really good against all that stuff. And he's not wrong. He is correct about that. Add some Ravagers to the mix. Throw some Corrosive Biles down on the shield batteries. Oh, he does get an Archon there. Dude, Ling's getting a kill on an Archon by themselves with no support is very impressive. That was great. +2 attack on the way from ShoWTimE. Going to be really nice. Ooh, attacking into Banelings with your Zealots is not recommended behavior there, guys. Don't do it. Yeah. Send the Archon for that. You want to kill Banelings. So what do we got? Galio Reconstitution. So we are committing to this Orochi stuff. Oh, Lings do force a couple High Templar to turn into Archons. But again, Storm isn't researched, nor is it in production. So these are going to be Archons. This isn't going to be Storm today. Which, I don't know. I feel like Storm's pretty good against Zerg no matter what they're doing. I mean, storming a group of Roaches and Ravagers, storming a group of Lings and Banes. No Zerg player is ever really happy with that. So yeah, Serral's been the aggressor today, but that could flip its head pretty quickly here. As Warp Prism, oh, it's like super delayed. Warp Prism Archon Harass, which used to be the meta, like, I don't know, year 2, 3 years ago. Like every ZVP opened with you make 2 Archons, you get a Warp Prism, you go pick off creep tumors and try to harass bases, and then Zerg players are just like, nah. We're going to shut that down every time, and then we had to move on to something else, and that's how the meta progression works. And keep waiting for an Infestation Pit and a Hive from Serral. He feels like he's healthy enough, he can go for it. I don't think that he needs to be pumping army right now, but he's going for it anyway. Perhaps he's just trying to kill before he needs to get into Hive Tech. But I mean, Tier 3 exists, Archons are Tier 3, man, and there's a Robotics Bay coming in too from ShoWTimE here at the Natural, so you got to watch out for that. Ooh, Infestation Pit is coming in. Sweet. We're going Roachling Bane, a fairly traditional composition here. Centrifugal Hooks finishing up momentarily. It's going to show up on this right side game hard interface thing. There you go. 15 seconds to go. This is a timing attack for Baneling speed. The Oracles are like, oh, hey, what's up? We tagged ya. And also, we could see you with our eyes, too. So we've got double scouting on your face here. Centrifugal Hooks is done. More Banelings being produced. Yeah, this is an attempt of Serral to win this game now. He's got 89 worker. He's got 89. I mean, it's not really an all-in because he's got 5 bases. Hilariously, Zealot run by to the 5th. Gonna get, you know, dealt with by the Lings here. They got +1 attack. They've got, that's about it. But Lings, Roaches, and Banelings against Zealots? Yeah, the perfect composition. The perfect counter there, too. 5th base coming in from ShoWTimE. So, I don't know. I like what Serral's doing. He's going to Hive while putting pressure on with his, you know, tier 2 stuff. Oh, yeah, this base is in a lot of trouble. If these were Adrenalings, it'd be dead faster, but forcing a cancel on it is good enough anyway. Okay, so ShoWTimE's like, crap, only 4 bases. Well, it's cool. I could do 4 base against a 5 basing Serral. We can roll with that. We can do it. These Lings, well, Zealot's getting caught out by Lings. Not really getting a ton done, unless they killed a drone or something that was trying to expand down there. Maybe they did. Perhaps they did. It is going to be a Spire after Hive. Well, Hive is on the way from Serral. Maybe Broodlords. Could be Broodlords. Alchemy in my Discord server, and one of my longtime subscribers does not like the Broodlord against Protoss. He thinks it is unfair and creates a no-go zone for Protoss. And I say, well, I mean, Tempests are really good. Just a thought. Banelings coming in. They do crash on some of the Zealots there. Lings surrounding the Disruptors. No! The Disruptors dying is real bad. Okay, those, I don't know what those Banelings are trying to do. Doesn't matter. There's enough Roaches to handle the remaining Archons here. Those Banelings really want to donate themselves. Okay, that was an utter waste of Banelings there, but he wiped out pretty much the entire army of ShoWTimE. Zealot Archon up here at the 5th base, trying to cause some problems. Drone's getting pulled out, getting pulled away. Come on, Zealots attacking, trying to see what they could do here, but there's just too many Roaches. Too many. A single Swarm Host is made. That's how you know you're a Zerg player, is when you're making a Roach Ravager Baneling army and then suddenly you make a single Swarm Host by accident, then you're like, I'm just like Serral. Neat. So these Oracles are still alive, man. 14 kills apiece. They've been sharing their kills very nicely. Baltazar Mustafa is actually having a pretty successful time as an Oracle pilot. Well, actually, his son, right? Yeah, he offloaded his son to the pilot program. There we go. Right on. 6th base coming up down the right side from Serral, but ShoWTimE's 5th is back. Is back and alive. So what's the 16 mutas? Ooh. Okay, this is Serral trying to go mutas against a Protoss. Not something we see a lot. Not something we see win a lot either. But can be pretty effective in the hands of someone who's good with mutas, which Serral is. Serral's on my short list of players who can make Mutalisks look way better than they are for us mortals, right? Mutas are one of those units that are bad at the lower leagues and get a lot better the higher up on that list you get. Baneling connections, good, but Zealots get some work done there too. Mutas, Stalker count, is it enough? I don't know, but they've got Blink, which is nice. On the other side, a big Archon Disruptor attack. Banelings against Archons, not doing super hot, but bruising up the Archons, and the Roaches maybe enough to handle it, and it looks like they are. Mutas continuing to swing around the backside here. Zealot attack into the 3rd base or 4th base of Serral at the same time. Single Immortal. Yes, you're good against Roaches, not when there are 8 Roaches and 1 of you. Unfortunately, Mutas swinging back into the natural base, just trying to get as much, you know, a little bit of harassment damage off as he can. Lings into a 6th base attempt by ShoWTimE, bottom right, shutting that down. Mutalisks doing well. 11 probes have died. We're just sending in Zealot attacks, man. These Zealots have +3 attack, but they're just not good against Ling Roach. And if there's Banelings, it's worse. Muta's picking off probes. Okay, this is where the probe count is getting a little problematic, right? I mean, okay, there are 77 probes. ShoWTimE's okay, despite losing 20 of them. Wow, he's okay. Adrenal's on the way. ShoWTimE's just a monster. He's the wall, right? Killing him is difficult. Really, really difficult. He can defend maybe better than any Protoss in the world right now. He knows where to have the units placed. He knows how to use Blink Stalkers effectively against this kind of roving Mutalisk thing. You'll notice he's not going into Phoenix. He's like, whatever. We can handle these Mutalisks just fine. And if they want to defend their bases with Mutas, good luck with that. They can't fight Archons or anything. Again, more Banelings coming in than I would expect against an Archon Immortal army. Seems a bit strange to me. Baneling, good. Great pull from ShoWTimE. 5th base. Banelings really... I guess they killed 10 probes. Did they, though? Or is that from these mutas getting work done? I feel like the probe pull is pretty good there. Either way. Yeah, Roachling Bane. Solid transfuse there on that hatchery. Again, Banelings are just not getting any kind of value here to speak of whatsoever. But enough roaches and queens, maybe? God, another big Ling or just Ling Baneling attack. Stalkers are like, explode on us, please, Banelings. Ah, they're getting in. 30 more probes die. The attack on the left side, Serral defending pretty ably as well. Archon Warp Prism shenanigans, effective to a certain extent. Yeah, but losing an Archon there because there are no slots inside the Warp Prism. Very sad stuff. Serral taking that 6th base again. Down here at the 3 o'clock position, the Mutaflock is still trying to get work done. I mean, 61 probes have died, and ShoWTimE still has 75. This is Zerg-like. This is Raynor-like recovery from worker death from ShoWTimE today. Look at this. He's lost 61 probes, and he has 77. It's like it doesn't even matter for him. His production, he's working on further upgrades, which is going to be pretty good against the roaches, against the mutas for sure, because the mutas have, you know, +1. I guess they have the 1/1, which is good, but they're falling behind the +3 attack on the ground units here from ShoWTimE. Another attack coming up. Disruptors. Okay, this is a big, scary Protoss attack, man. I don't know if the 6th base is going to survive. Roaches, again, pretty good against the Archons, as they've been all day. Stalker's getting some +3 hits off. They just go after the hatch. They do kill the hatch, and then they blink out of there. Mutalisks. Oh, I don't know if you want to fight. Okay, well, if they're not going to fight, I guess that's good, too. You're just letting the... blinking into reinforcing Stalkers here. Army value 88 to 73. Serral is ahead, but not by a whole lot. He's got a Rich Vespene Geyser base here to replace the 6th base that he lost earlier, which he's also replacing that, too. Man, this is crazy. ShoWTimE not going into Sky Toss at all here. Interesting play from him. I really feel like he's very good with it, but if you do it all the time, every time, and Serral knows it's coming, then it gets a lot harder to pull off as the Protoss in that situation. What a big old, man, gosh. Archon Zealot warping at the Rich Vespene Geyser. Base dead. Gonna kill a bunch of drones here, too. Okay. Drone death count is 21. It's not nothing, but it's not the 60 probes that have died on the other side of the equation here. And yeah, these Archons are just like, help! Help! Zealots are like, the Banelings, no! But on the other side, ShoWTimE getting some work done. Probe evacuation. You could probably go back. There you go. You can go back now. They did kill another hatch. Holy crap. This is a really good ZVP between these two players. Gotta love ShoWTimE, man. Really gotta do it. Okay, these roaches are just face smashing in here. Stasis catches 3 Lings. Not great. That base needs to be canceled. The Rich Vespene Geyser base on the other side. ShoWTimE is forced to lose that one. Getting replaced up at the top side, though, by Serral here. He doesn't have a ton of cash to replace the 2 hatcheries that he's lost recently. He can replace the 1, I guess, of the 3, but he can't replace the other 2 because he's starving Marvin. ShoWTimE 2 here. Not super healthy economically, but, I mean, income tab is about even, which is not where the Zerg player wants to be. The Zerg player wants to be ahead. These mutas, man. How many mutas have died today? 10? Okay. 6 are still alive. They're going after the probes on gas. Love that target firing. We're just doing some zealots inside the main base shenanigans, too. ShoWTimE is multitasking like an absolute boss, like an absolute player who's capable of taking down Serral, right? This is fantastic. Dude, these zealots, I don't think they've gotten good value today, though. They keep running into, like, superior upgraded Lings with +3 attack and Adrenal and Baneling support and roaches and stuff. Ooh, the muta count is down to 1. Okay, so those mutas played with fire a little bit too long. Ah, tried another warp, and no, Queens take down the Warp Prism. Army value 89 to 81 in favor of Serral here. Ravager count getting pretty hefty. That's tough for these Archons. Ravagers outrange them by quite a bit. Stalkers trade not so well against Ravagers either, but that said, The Ravagers are kiting, which indicates they don't really want to fight this as much. Warping in some more Zealots. Another, oh my gosh, more drones are dying. Serral doesn't have the cash to replace dead drones, man. Okay, so +3 Stalkers really focusing. Oh, you know what? They got some Archons coming in. They're going to eat up these Lings. Nom, 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 nom. Eat up these Queens, too. Dude, it's a GG ShoWTimE. Protoss today. Taking down Serral. I told you. This is our guy, ShoWTimE. He's played against Serral 800,000 times in the last, whatever, years now. The last 7, 8 years or so, right? So he knows how to play Serral, and he's just improved his own play so much. So much. In 2017, it'd be unimaginable for ShoWTimE to beat Serral, but ShoWTimE's improved so immensely. He lost 81 probes today, and he was fine. He was fine. He had 67 probes at the end of the game. He didn't lose a single Nexus, which is big. He killed 6 hatcheries, which is big. His resources lost here. Serral lost 45,000. He lost 42,000 resources. So, I mean, some pretty cost-efficient trades. But despite the fact that 142 Zealots died without really paying for themselves. Right. They were not cost-efficient. That's okay. Totally fine. That's funny stuff. All right, man. Great job in a 20-minute game here. ShoWTimE getting that win. I love the one Swarm host. Always very funny. But yeah, no tier 3 tech. No Broodlords, no Vipers, no Infestors today. Not really any spellcasting from ShoWTimE either. No Storm, right? No Storm. I guess there was Stasis Swords being built by Oracles, but that barely counts as spellcasting. Interesting. So yeah, basically a no spellcaster 20-minute PvZ that was knocked down, drag him out. Absolutely fantastic. Just truly impressive play there from both players, but ShoWTimE's everywhere. He was warping into the main base. He was pressuring the right side. He was pressuring the left side. The lack of hatcheries in these areas indicate that what he's been doing. Like, every once in a while, I hear from Brood War fans, like, oh, StarCraft 2 is just one big death ball A-moving against another death ball, and that's all it is. Nah, man, there were attacks everywhere in this game. There were multiple harassments. There were multiple armies being split up into multiple locations. Had to defend everywhere. Every base came under attack. There were engagements in the middle here, too. I mean, come on. Come on. There was an attack up here, too. StarCraft 2 is a better game than people give it credit for. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes they're wrong. So, well done. Like, truly impressive stuff there. There was 3 Ravagers and a Mutalisk in the army for Serral. Okay, 18 Lings too, but still. Yeah, just not going to work out for him. His army value was half of what ShoWTimE's was. The income tab was favoring ShoWTimE because of the number of hatcheries and drones that had died recently that Serral couldn't replace. And that's a GG. Super GG. So well done, ShoWTimE, and that's going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.